Okay, sorry about that. I just want to make sure that we stream this onto our Facebook page for all of those who are not able to attend tonight. So let me start by explaining in the energy update what the grand conjunction is of 2020. This year, tomorrow, we will see Jupiter and Saturn come within, from a bird's eye view or from our view to the planets, millimeters of each other. So that will be when we look into the sky tomorrow night, wherever you are in the world, if you have a dark sky and you can see, you will be able to visibly see Jupiter and Saturn come within a fifth of the size of the full moon of each other. So that would be like the end of your pinky. That's pretty close in terms of planetary view. And what this means is that this conjunction is when the energy of both planets are so close together, they have a magnetic pull that they put into our atmosphere on our Earth. I'm just going to try to simplify how this stuff works, okay? Just like when the moon rotates and goes through its cycles, we have a new moon, and it's a wonderful time for getting quiet and letting go and resting and tapping into who we really are. And when we have a full moon, everyone knows the lunatics and the werewolves come out, crime goes up, people are passionate, sometimes people can't sleep at night, they have insomnia. It's a wonderful time for manifesting because the energy and the magnetic pull is so strong. And the moon pulls on the water in our sea and in our ocean. We have high tide, low tide according to the moon, and it pulls on us, which is why we can work with the energy of the moon so much and so easily, particularly in this Accelerate Your Life program, whether you know it or not, we do that, okay? So I just want to share with you that Jupiter rotates in our solar system in 12-year cycles. And each cycle is named after one of our horoscope signs. So there will be a 12 or 16 or 18-month period, a 12-month period, it's kind of a little bit on each side, where we can work with the energy of Jupiter. And I will tell you more about the energy of Jupiter in a bit. Now, Saturn, let's see, works on a 30-year cycle because Saturn is just a different planet with a different energy. And again, I will explain what those energies are. Saturn rotates on a 30-year cycle. So it's at least once in every 20 years that the two planets come close to each other in their rotation. And for any of you who have worked with me and know, we know that time is not linear. We have only created a linear sense of time in order to organize and manage our lives. But time is cyclical. Everything in our life is a cycle. We operate in cycles. Our respiratory system is in a cycle. We breathe in cycles. Women are on a cycle. Our relationships are on cycles. The seasons of the planet are cyclical as well. But all of it, when we understand that it's a cycle that we're working with, it's not so stressful. There's no race to be won. It's just the cycle of growth. It's the way it works. So understanding energy and understanding the energy of the planets is realizing that right now in December, moving into 2021, we have the power of this conjunction to show up for ourselves. This is the energy that Saturn and Jupiter give to us. We have the power to show up as a leader of our own life. We have the power to really grow into what we're being called to grow into. It's not a coincidence if you're feeling that right now with regard to who you are. There's something nagging you in the background. I need to do this. I can't believe I'm doing this, but I need it. We have the power, according to the energy of this planetary conjunction, to change our life. It's just a little easier when we're working with the energy. We always have that power. But when the energy supports it, that's when we feel like it's magic. It happens a lot easier and it's more supported. Now, the fact that we are also seeing this happen on the winter solstice is divine timing, okay? It just happens to be an incredible, extraordinary planetary event. And according to some of the experts that I follow and listen to, and the people that I work with, because I have my own guides and mentors that I work with, the last time this type of conjunction happened in accordance with the solstice, which is a solar eclipse, was maybe like around the time Christmas was established. So that was when Jesus was born and other big spiritual gurus and leaders were born all around the world on December 25th. Sorry, guys, I don't know the year of Jesus's birth. Oh, it's 2021 years ago, right? Hello. What calendar are we on? What linear calendar are we on? So 2021 years ago, this happened. And it was when Jesus, and you can go look on YouTube, many, many leaders were born on the same date. They were recognized on this exact date. So that's pretty powerful. So it is a time of leadership. So let me just explain. Okay. This type of conjunction is connected to mass change. Now, as we know, with 2020, we went through a massive shift in collective consciousness. Last year at this time, I was talking about the shift in consciousness. I had no idea we were going to go through a global pandemic that impacted every facet of the world and our economy and all of our lives. It changed habits so dramatically and so intensely around the world. And as we know, after attending this course this week and also being in the program, laws of cause and effect. Oh, here we got someone else. The law of cause and effect states that when something changes, something changes. You make a difference, you do something differently, there's a ripple effect. What do you think the ripple effect is going to be when entire industries have ceased working? Millions upon millions of people have changed their job, their home, their daily habits, their relationships. I mean, every single facet of life, people have started to wake up to who they are, who they want to be in this world. We've had the time for the first time in history for many people to sit back and reflect and say, what am I doing with my life? Who am I? Is this really where I want to be? Is this how I want to spend my time? Leaving a legacy? What is my legacy? To be born, to work, to die, and that's it? You know, this is the kind of stuff that's coming up in people this year, but it's not a coincidence. Yes, we're in a crisis, and that's what the media call it, but we're in an awakening right now on the planet. We're going through a massive global shift. So the age of Aquarius, which is astrological, came sweeping in and shifted all of us as part of this human race living on the planet Earth from identifying our success in life from external factors, which is like the way our parents operated, the way our grandparents operated. It was a very different time, a patriarchal society, masculine dominated world. We started to see the rise in the feminine power. There are women's movements all over. This has been going on for years. There's a shift happening. Notre Dame burned down. It was symbolic of the breakdown of institutions. Politics all over the place. Contrast, going against each other. All of this is part of the shift to help grow us into the next phase of the planet, right? So last year we said, oh, we're going to ride the tidal wave into 2020, get ready for the shift. And who knew? Who knew it was going to show up like this? But it's happening. And as we move into 2021, we want to be able to embrace that energy and ride on top of it, not under it. You don't want to be under this stuff. You want to be on top of it and know where you're going and know who you are. We cannot live a life based on fear. We need to know who we are and where we're going and realize that we have the power in our mind and in our heart and in ourselves. That's the energy we're stepping into right now. So this is a big time for us to get real with our own philosophy, our own spirituality. So let me quickly talk about the energy of December, okay? And then I'll open up for some questions. Unless you have a burning question you need to ask me now. Let me talk quickly about the energy of December. There's a big energy in this month preparing us for the new year, for tomorrow. You may have noticed that there has been an energy of healing yourself, of healing those hurts and pains on the inside. There may be a big energy of knowing intuitively that you've got to let go of some things in your life that are not serving you. And that's a process. Letting go is, I think, is one of the hardest things we ever have to do. But it's a practice of letting go, practicing detachment, right? You might have noticed that there is an energy in December of clarity and vision. How does that show up? We may have a moment where we see our greatness. Oh, whoa, am I really that great? I can't believe it. We have a flash or an image of everything we could possibly do with our life, and then it goes away. That's how our intuition and guidance talk to us. And I teach you about that in my program for those of you who are not in the program. And for those of you who have not yet taken that lesson, we talk about intuition, how to get in touch with your inner self, your guidance, your wisdom. We are being given an opportunity right now to work with the energy of tomorrow to review 2020. What have we learned? Who are we? Who were we when the year started last year? What is it that we can say, okay, I learned lessons, reflect, accept, and release, and let go and say thank you for everything you've served me. I am now ready to step into the next year of my life and make a major shift and impact in who I am, because that's the energy that we're working with right now. It works for you, right? It just happens to be that this is like kind of working with what we're doing. What is your vision for 2021 when you get quiet and listen? And are you ready to take it to the next level? I'm sure you are, by the way. What is it that you do see clearly? Are you allowing yourself to have that vision, to have that guidance? We want to pay attention to what I call this fifth dimensional energy, which is when we do have those flashes of vision, inspiration. Maybe it's standing up on a YouTube channel or on social media. Maybe it's performing some sort of work or act of kindness, working with people, starting a business, having a profession or a career, living into your greatness. What is the flash that you've been given? What is that inspired idea? Pay attention to it, write it down, trust it, say thank you for that. That's how it works. We are able to shift our identity with this energy. We are able to gain clarity on where we're going in the next 12 months, in the next few years, but let's focus on the next year ahead. We are able to really come into the now and stand on our own 2 feet and be co-creators of our destiny. This is like new energy. This energy wasn't available 50 years ago or 100 years ago. This is the energy we're working with. 3D, third dimensional realities are, it is what it is, and nothing's ever going to change. That's the way. This is our belief system that we are being given the opportunity to break down because we choose to have freedom in our thought and in our mind. Fifth dimensional is we are the creators and anything is possible. That's the energy we're living into right now. And I can show you how to do that. I think we have been talking about it in the past week, but in the Accelerate Your Life program, that is exactly what we do. So when you let go of one identity, you want to pay attention to the flashes and the visions of who you want to be. You may not even know it. You might be shocked by it or surprised. It's a time to work with the energy and surrender that the greater version of you is beyond your choosing. Allow yourself to be led. We don't know how, but it's exciting. You're going to live into that person and become that, even though now it's just unimaginable. It is a time for the birth of the new. So, with the massive shift in consciousness, we are living into the change. And right now, we are harnessing this creator energy. And if you have felt pulled or unsettled or confused, or if you felt a bit all over the place, or if you've been like, I know I can do a better job, what is happening to me recently? Just allow it. The energy requires you to be shaken up a little bit in order to see what you want and where you want to go and to gain clarity. Remember the law of polarity. We've got to feel a little bit mixed up and confused in order to feel absolute clarity. That's how these things work. So we learn to work with the energy, right? Okay, I get it. This is a cycle I'm going through. Right now, I'm feeling like I'm not myself. I'm all over the place. I'm tired. I'm not sleeping. I'm working like a dog. I don't like to do that. All this stuff. Of course, everything's distracting me. A couple weeks later, absolute clarity, right? Everything's right back together because we need that kind of energy to help guide us into our future. If you face conflict energy within yourself, things are coming up that you feel conflicted about, you don't want to do anymore. Relationships, business, people, just stay in your lane. Focus on yourself. Don't get pulled in directions that you don't want to go in. I'm going to ask you to please consider forgiveness in this process. And as we move into 2021, forgiveness for others, forgiveness for situations, and forgiveness for yourself. We want to practice softening ourselves right now, allowing more love into our lives, opening up our hearts, being a little bit more vulnerable with who we are, accepting ourselves for who we are as well. Again, we'll talk a little bit about, self-care and self-love are key to this. So I just want to talk to you quickly about Saturn's energy. Saturn rules regulations, laws, business, politics. It rules our identity. It rules the legacy that we're going to leave on the planet. And it rules what we are committed to in our daily lives. That's the energy of Saturn. Jupiter now, remember, these two are going to be working together this week, tomorrow, today. Tomorrow is the big day. Jupiter is in charge of growth. That could be spiritual growth, expansion, awakening, awareness, freedom to explore, having an open mind. Okay? Now, what does it mean when you have a planet that rules what you're committed to doing in your daily life, and a planet that rules growth, spiritual expansion, awakening, awareness, freedom of your mind and thoughts? You've got a very powerful energy to work with. We're also in the age of Aquarius right now, which is about future advancement. Okay? Hi, we're going through a collective awakening. Aquarius is in charge of all things that benefit humanity. Aquarius is in charge of inspiration and being connected to the universe. Now, I hope through those three descriptions, you can see the power that is ushering in 2021. This is what we're riding the wave of. I say it's like a tidal wave, but like I said that about 2022. Kind of has been. So what does this mean? This timing is monumental. We are preparing. We are prepared, and we have been getting prepared, and that's what 2020 has been doing to you. Pardon my French, it's been whipping your ass into shape. Have you overcome your mindset with 2020, or are you living in a world of fear? This is where we are forced to choose where we live. Do we see that the world is suddenly full of lack of opportunity? We're afraid to leave our house? Or do we look at the world as a birthplace of opportunity with a never-ending flow of abundance and evolution coming our way? Remember, there's an unlimited source of supply. It's up to you to tap into where it's going to come from. If we're focusing on where it's not coming from, then it's definitely not coming, right? Just like when we focus on what we don't want, we definitely get more of what we don't want, because that's where our attention goes. So where is the next opportunity for you, for your growth, for your expansion, for your future self? Okay, December 21st is the winter solstice. Every year, December 21st is considered an energy portal day. There are multiple energy portals throughout the year, which I will always bring to you and share with you. So December 21st, June 21st, August 8th, 11/11, 1/11, all these different numerological days, astrological days, October 31st, November 1st, all sorts of different days throughout the year, okay? Where we really learn to channel our energy into what we want. And it simply means that these are days where our planets are in a certain place where we're open to work with the energy of manifestation. They say there's a thin veil between the third dimensional reality, which is what you see, you believe, and the fifth dimensional reality, which is what you believe you see, right? Two different realities, depends which one you want to live in. So we have to live in 3D because we're human, and that's that spiritual experience we've got here. But the energy inside has all the knowledge on how to work with the 5D to create the life you want. That's what we're learning to do here. So when we work with the energy of the seasons and the cycles, we are able to manifest and let go of everything that doesn't serve us on these energy portal days and start to replace it with a conscious manifestation of what we do want in our lives. So I'm just going to give you some tips on how to do this. It's tomorrow. It's tonight, start preparing. Take some time for yourself. You want to get silent. Detach from social media, detach from your phone a little bit. Switch off from your family obligations and being busy. Just say, I can't make it. I'm canceling. Let's reschedule. I recommend that you find yourself a quiet space, perhaps in your bedroom or in your home, where you won't be distracted and you can just take some time to be alone and just rest. You might want to dim the lights in the room or have a darkened room just to kind of let yourself get into a place of wisdom, inner wisdom. This is winter solstice. It's a time where everything is quiet, in hibernation, preparing for spring, which is a rebirth. You may want to light a candle. Just detach so that you're conscious when you reattach what it is that you're aiming for. Observe what comes up inside of you when you reflect on 2020. Just observe it. You're always going to lead yourself in the right direction. If it's a lesson to be learned, just face it. Just accept it. There's no need to argue with what you truly know you need to do. We got your back, okay? The faster you face it, get real with yourself and move forward, the better your life is going to be anyway. You can replace that with what you want for 2021. This is a time to get grounded and let go. And you may want to take some time to write out your wishes, your dreams, and your hopes for the year to come. It's a time to reevaluate and reassess who you are, your leadership within yourself, and where you want to be in 12 months. Exactly what we're talking about in the Accelerate Your Life program. Tap into the vision that you received when you're quiet around what is your projection for the next year, the year to come. The power right now and the power in tomorrow is to be receptive and to allow yourself to gain guidance from yourself, trusting your own wisdom. Okay? And you may want to take a walk in nature, even though it's cold, if it's cold where you are, and just take some time to go slow. Feel the harmony of nature. Feel how nature is perfect. It's not like random and accidental. It just works that way. That's the same way we work. We're not random and accidental. We are like a little flower, but we can walk and talk and move around and manifest. So it's a lot cooler than being stuck in a field somewhere or in a vase in someone's home for 2 weeks before they toss you out. This is the energy of the new you that 2021 is ushering in. This is the energy of you are who you are. So to wrap it up for today, I want you to pay attention to who you really are on the inside. And you can ask, see what comes up, trust what comes up, even if it's bizarre, weird, or it has something to do with your past. It's leading you in the direction to find your answers. This is a time of new leadership. So ask yourself, what is the new leadership within myself? And what does that look like? Where am I judging myself that I can stop judging and let it go? Where can I accept myself more in order to allow myself to move forward? If you have a mantra or an affirmation or something that you repeat to yourself, try to revamp it for the year to come. Think about who you're becoming and try to align yourself with that. I just want to quickly point out that when we don't follow our guidance, when we don't follow our calling, and I'm not a fear monger by any means, but I just want to point out, and I'm sure you're going to know what I'm talking about because I certainly know what I'm talking about from my own experience, okay? When we don't follow our true calling, when we're not living in alignment, energy builds up. And what happens when energy builds and builds? It's pushing us in a direction that we're not going. There's an eruption. It explodes in our faces and everything blows up and comes crashing and burning down around us. We just want to know that that's the way it works. We're going to learn our lesson. You know, it's like when you tell a kid, don't touch the hot stove, and they touch it immediately. You know, we do that in our lives because we have to learn for ourselves. If we just did everything so good and so perfect and never learned our own lessons, to be honest, we would be quite bland. We definitely would not have a sense of humor. Okay, so just like enjoy it. It's going to give you a good sense of humor. It's going to give you a little character, a little grit to know how to get through things, perseverance. It's a part of life. And we go through that in the program. We go through the story and what happened. I'm not going to get into it now. It's a good one though. The shift is happening now, whether we like it or not. Okay, so I just want you to know that. You will start to see that happening all around. You will see for other people that are not following their own calling and guidance and living in alignment that their closed-mindedness or their stubbornness creates eruptions in their life because the energy is building and we're under pressure, right? It's like a pressure cooker. We alleviate that energy when we make decisions that take us in the direction of where we're meant to go. People who are closed-minded, stuck in their ways, stubborn, they think they're the one in control of how it's going to be, which we know that's not the case, right? It's just going to fail because you're not living in accordance with where you're going, right? Not anyone really on this call here, I don't know. But it's not conducive with the energy of the universe right now. It's not conducive with 2021. It's not conducive with the shift that we're experiencing. So it is conducive with crashing and burning and eruption. Right now, the energy is conducive with growth and guidance and evolution. That's where we want to be. We want to be in a constant process of creation and evolution. So I'm going to wrap it up now. I just want you to ask yourself, what are you being called to do? You may not have an immediate answer. You may have little pieces that start dropping in to your inspired idea, your inspired mindset. In the shower, walking down the street. Who are you being called to be? You know on the inside who that is. What's standing in your way of stepping up and stepping into it? We know it's a process. It doesn't happen overnight. Who are you growing into? What is your vision for yourself this year? Use the energy. It's here for you like a tool. Tools of the universe, laws of the universe. Universe is on our side, right? Never against us. Always trying to kick our butts right in the direction we're meant to go in. Remember that. I know, because I've had that happen to me enough times, right? You need to know and trust in your own wisdom, in your own intuition, and in your own calling. Any questions? If anyone wants to book a call to discuss, getting involved in the program, I'm going to put my link here. You are more than welcome to do that. I'm more than welcome to talk to you about how this could benefit you as we move forward in the year ahead. How you can find the faith that is.
Say thank you.
Hey, Baljit, how are you? Did you say something? Or was that Paula? Okay, Bal, I'm going to answer your question. How do you give out positive energy when you can't maybe see any positive energy? Well, I'm going to suggest that there's a blockage of some sort within yourself that refuses to allow yourself to see it. Okay. Now, when we operate in that place, and it happens, this is the energy buildup we're talking about. We're being guided, and there's a fear or a false belief that stands in our way of moving forward. That positive energy is always around you. So I want you to think of the sun, which is the most massive source of light and energy known to mankind, all right? There is no darkness on the sun. It's all light. The light is all around. The only time we see darkness is because there's something standing in the way, creating a shadow. So when you can't see any positive energy around you, it's up to you to gain the resources and the guidance, perhaps, to start to see where there are things standing in your way of seeing the light, of tapping into that positive energy. And it may be, according to this emotional guidance scale, when you're in a downward spiral, you're just radiating negative energy all day long. You just need something to start giving you a boost to get you a bit unstuck and start moving out of it so we can spiral upward. I hope that answers your question. But please, book a call. Click on the link Calendly, book a call with me. I would love to talk to you more about this, okay? Paula, were you going to say something, or did you have something to share?
I just wanted to say thanks. There's no questions. I totally understand, totally get everything, both sessions today. I just wanted to thank you because it's been brilliant this week. Everything. It has. It's been totally awesome. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's been so good to have you here as well. I'm happy if you want to book a call to jump on and talk about things as well. So go ahead and do that if you feel called to. Sam, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I have a question. So the video that you want us to post on the Facebook group page, if we want to get the scholarship, does that need to be done today or by Tuesday? Because I thought you'd said by Tuesday, but then I think I saw a comment on something on the page that it said Sunday.
Okay, that's a great question. I encourage anyone who has not signed up for the program, or even if you have for this January cycle, you are welcome to post a video on our Facebook page, the Unbreakable Confidence Masterclass, with your little self there saying, oh, hi, my name is Lindsay. I learned how to practice gratitude this week. Don't use my words word by word. It has to be your stuff. And this is how it changed my life. Emma did it, right? Emma did it for the last class. Charlie did it. I did it for the last one that we did in November. Duchess did it. Shareka was the first one to do it. Rachel did it. And Rachel, your video was so cute. So look, we all did it, okay? If you took the Unbreakable Confidence Masterclass, Haley did it, of course. Oh my God. Haley's video was awesome. She said, I didn't think I could do this, and now I can't stop talking. So look, you don't know what's gonna come out of you when you do these videos. You think it's a nightmare, and then you're like, oh, I'm just standing in my own way, right? That's what success is like. So look, yes, you have until Tuesday. We are going to make an announcement on Tuesday for the scholarship because so many people are kind of getting the courage up and figuring it out. And oh, do I have unbreakable confidence? All of this kind of stuff. But it's kind of, unbreakable confidence. Post your video. Tell us what you got out of the week and let us know that you want the scholarship. Go ahead and knock yourself out. I would love to see your videos. Okay, any other questions? We're gonna wrap it up. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I want you to know that tomorrow night, I'm hosting another session at 9 p.m. where we're actually gonna go through a meditation to get us into alignment and to help us channel our own wisdom as we move into 2021. So a little bit of releasing, nothing crazy, right? This is stuff I practice. I listen to videos on YouTube. It's not like I go to different meditation sessions, but I've been doing this for 25 years. So I always pick out the stuff that I think is the most powerful, and then I share it with you. And I've been through loads of these courses anyway. So we're gonna do one tomorrow night to help us get into alignment with who we are, our true self, our divine self, so we can move forward with passion in our lives for 2021 and bravery and courage to become that version of ourselves that we're meant to become. Sound good? Awesome. I'll see you tomorrow. We're going to go live at 5 p.m. in the group just with a quick update, a deep dive into a few other sessions, topics that we didn't cover this week. And we'll be doing the same tomorrow. We'll have the energy update tomorrow night at 9 p.m. That's UK time. And if you have any questions or if you'd like to book a call, please go ahead and do that. Okay? Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening.